Hi everyone, this is Kassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of January 30th to February the 5th. If you enjoy my channel, you can subscribe, like and share my videos so that they reach a broader audience. And don't forget that every day I upload the card of the day, which is a general energy card with the trends and the vibes of each day. But if you want a more personal and more detailed reading, you can always find me on my psychic platform www.cassiekai.com, where you will always get 3 free minutes with your subscription to use in your first psychic session. If you want to check out last week's predictions, you can click on the link above, and let's go and see what kind of energies we should expect this week. For Aries, we had the King of Cups and now it's the Four of Swords. The King of Cups is a card associated with happiness, positive outcomes, especially in romantic relationships or personal relationships. So something good must have happened in that area of your life last week. And the King of Cups is often a male who's a water sign or ascendant, a Pisces, a Scorpio or Gemini. And that man played a significant role in your life last week. Now you have the Four of Swords, and with the Four of Swords you are going to take a break to enjoy some time with people close to you, with your family, or with your partner, or with a supportive community. Developments will slow down because the energy of this four is slow and passive, and there will be a time out, and you or another person will take some time to rest and regroup, and also to gain a better understanding of what is going on, and whether you want to resume something, to restart it or not. That could involve a pause in communications that will not be permanent though, because the energy of the Four of Swords is temporary and it represents a time of assessment before we start moving to the next stage. If you're wondering how someone feels, they are probably emotionally burnt out and they need some downtime. That's why you may notice that someone is taking distance, or they are not as active or as communicative as they were before, and that's to be expected if things were too emotionally intense last week, as is often the case with the King of Cups, and now a break is necessary for reflection and for recovery. The Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra, and that will gift you great charisma when it comes to communications. So if you have a serious discussion or a negotiation to do this week, or if you want to ask for a favor, this is a good time to do so. Also, this week is very beneficial for cosmetic changes and beauty treatments, and it will do you good to visit a spa or a beauty salon. Something that started between 13 and 22 October may come to a halt now, or a stage will be completed and you'll take a break to plan your next steps. You can expect that the energy of this card will reach its culmination around Thursday. This may also start planning a vacation or a retreat, and you may even start practicing meditation or other techniques that quiet the mind. And that's a very good idea actually, because you will get some very positive results. For Taurus, we had the Eight of Swords and now it's the Judgment. The Eight of Swords is a card of obstacles, limitations, restrictions, so maybe you had to deal with some difficult energies last week, energies that limited your freedom in some way, or your mind frame was rather negative, or you were thinking about obstacles and negative outcomes. And this week with the Judgment, you will feel like you are waking up from a deep sleep and things will start getting more interesting. The Judgment is a transitional card, but it's not a sudden change caused by luck or by the circumstances. It's a change that springs from reason and the lessons we've learned in the past. So expect that this week you will be challenged in some way to prove that you have learned one of those lessons, and that means you will probably have to deal with a situation that appears to be a replay, a repeat of something that happened in the past. Now, in order to get different and better results, All you have to do is to respond in a way that will produce a different outcome, meaning you should respond differently than you did in the past, especially if change is what you're looking for. Under this energy, a plan you've been developing for a long time may now come to fruition. If there's a choice that needs to be made, let your mind and your logic guide the decision. And speaking about decisions, you may have to make a major decision in your life this week, one that will determine and shape the next chapter of your life. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are getting warmer, especially if there has been a pause in your relationship or if there were obstacles, as the Eight of Swords showed. And this card suggests a rebirth, so you may get a second chance with them. Just make sure that you don't repeat mistakes you made in the past, because if the outcome of your relationship has been negative, then if you repeat the same mistakes, this time will be even worse. So it's crucial that you remain aware of the limitations of the situation, but always go for change. Don't do the same thing over and over, as life will put many obstacles in your way until you learn a lesson. In around 20 days from now, there will be an event that will open a new door for you, so try to use this time as a time of preparation, of reviewing your past and the lessons you learned then, so that you now make a new beginning that will bring more positive results for you. For Gemini, we had the Strength, and now it's the Page of Swords. The Strength is a card of power. It shows that you are stepping into your power, you are feeling more stable, more determined. Also, when it comes to feelings, the Strength shows that someone is holding back their feelings, or you are controlling or suppressing your feelings. But now this week you have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is very curious, is very inquisitive, but also very immature. That means you may receive a piece of information or you may hear something and you will feel the urge to act on that information, to say something, to argue with someone, to put someone in their position. It will be very spontaneous and very impulsive, and the message here is that it's good before you take such a drastic action to cross-check and confirm that what they told you is truth. Because there's a high risk here that you will say something you will later regret. Now, the Page of Swords is a message bearer, as all pages, and points to communications, which means that if communication has been blocked, now you will receive a message, but again confirm what this message says is true, and that you don't misunderstand another's intentions, because that's another thing with this page. It often foretells misunderstandings, misinterpretations that ultimately lead to fights and arguments. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are trying to figure things out, they want to get to know you better, and they want to understand where they stand with you. The Page of Swords is inquisitive, he likes to explore, he likes to know, he wants to know, and he will tell the truth. But since he's immature and clumsy, at times he can be hurtful. The Page of Swords can be a young person of an air sun or ascendant, and perhaps this week you will deal with such a person and there will be a discussion, a talk that can be difficult but enlightening. If you're a parent, this page can represent your child, your children, and they will say something to you or you will say something to them and you may not agree. The advice of this page is to not be impulsive. Don't take action that will hurt you or another, because everything you say this week they will remember, and that can cause a weird energy between you. As all pages, the Page of Swords points to the beginning of the week between Monday and Wednesday, and that's when the energy will be the strongest. For Cancer, we had the Sun, and now it's the Six of Swords. The Sun is a very positive energy, it's a very warm energy, it shows joy, good vibes, connections with people, with friends, good times. Now this week you have the Six of Swords. If something or someone has caused you stress, or if the energy of last week was too intense for you, you may decide to remove yourself from the situation for a while and distract yourself with other things, or you will set different priorities. A trip, a departure, or an arrival will be in your focus these days, and you may start planning your holidays, or you will make preparations for someone who's going to visit you in 4 to 6 weeks from now. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, they enjoy interacting and connecting with you as you make them feel calm. You are helping them to solve a difficult problem or to deal with a stressful situation, and they seem to be grateful for that. Now, for some of you, this energy will be that someone is stuck in a routine that you don't like, and although you are asking them to change something, they act like nothing happened and they continue to repeat the same routine. The Six of Swords astrologically is Mercury in Aquarius, and under this energy you will put your focus in your future and the goals you have in mind. You will be thinking about opening communications with someone that you've stopped communicated for a while. Just make sure that when you start talking again, your communication is not too charged emotionally, as that will probably turn them off and make them take distance. Not being able to deal with the intense feelings. Something that's starting these days between January 30 and February the 8th will now lead you to a more positive phase, and the end of the week seems to hold the strongest energy, so make a note for Saturday or Sunday, as that's when a release of negative energy will happen and things will start looking up. For Leo, we had the Two of Pentacles, and now we got the King of Wands. The Two of Pentacles is a card that shows hesitation. It shows that you were probably trying to maintain two different energies, to balance two different situations for a while, because juggling different things, different energies is not easy in the long run. And this week you have the King of Wands. The King of Wands will be a male in your life, likely a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and there will be some very positive developments with this person. If this is a professional connection, expect that you will take big steps and you will make big progress in your career this week, and you will also have a very strong ally by your side. The King of Wands is usually an authority figure, a leader that will help you bring a plan into reality. Now, if this is a personal relationship, expect that the person you are interested in will get more active, especially after the rather passive energy of the Two of Pentacles. So they may start actively pursuing you, or they will take initiative, or they will take action to show you that they are interested in you. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are warm, sexual, positive, and they feel very connected to you. They are very receptive to your energy, to your aura, and there will be some very hot moments with them. Kings in general suggest the completion of a stage, so you may start talking about taking your relationship to the next level. You will feel very motivated to act, to take initiative, to bring some positive changes into your life this week. Because wands are high energy cards, and it's everything that makes us feel more alive. So it will be easier for you to snap out of negative situations. You will have the energy, you will have the motivation, and this will probably require quick decision making. So try not to overanalyzing things for days on end, and accept that you will not find answers to all your questions, especially if your questions have to do with how another person thinks or how another person feels, with things external that you cannot control. For some of you, it will be very difficult to understand why another is acting a certain way. For most of you, that won't be the case, because the King of Wands is a fire card and you are a fire sign, so you understand the fire energy very well. But for some of you, let's say you have a lot of water in your chart, it might be difficult to understand why another person is acting this or that way. And you will feel that there's a lot of ego and a lot of stubbornness, or that they hide their feelings. Now, this energy will last for about 10 to 15 days, and then it will shift again. For Virgo, we had the Queen of Swords, and now it's the Six of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords is a card basically related to communications. Maybe you had a significant talk last week. Or for some of you, maybe it was an argument, because the Queen of Swords is known to foretell arguments and disagreements with people who have different views or different expectations from us. But now you have the Six of Pentacles, which is a more stable energy. The Six of Pentacles represents the moment when something will stabilize, and despite your differences and despite the difficulties you had to face, the struggle you've been through, now you are finally able to find common ground and you are coming to an agreement. You are making a deal with this person. This could be either professional or personal, because Pentacles are very strong for for professional matters and for financial matters. The Six of Pentacles represents a balanced interaction, a balanced exchange, and that means what you give is what the other person wants to get, and vice versa. So if there has been an imbalance in the previous weeks, and what you got was much less than what you gave, now the dynamics are changing and you will get the chance to feel more satisfied and your relationships will improve. If you want to know how someone feels about you, the Six of Pentacles indicates there are feelings, and feelings are strong because Pentacles are strong earth cards. They show stability, they show consistency. So you will find that someone gets more consistent and you will be able to trust them more. You will be able to rely on them more. The Six of Pentacles points to the practical aspects of a relationship and how to make a relationship more stable by improving those practical aspects or the material aspects of it. How we share our time, how we share our money. Because unfortunately, feelings alone are never enough for a relationship to flourish. That happens only in movies. But in reality, we need other things. We need to have our expectations, our needs in tune. And that's the energy of the Six of Pentacles. Saturday seems to be the strong day of this week, and that's when you will come to an agreement with someone. Astrologically, the Six of Pentacles is Moon in Taurus, and Moon in Taurus wants to feel secure, to enjoy pleasures, and that's what the mood of this week will be. For Libra, we had the Two of Cups, and now it's the Fool. The Two of Cups is a card of love, of romance, so you must have been busy with your personal relationships last week and with your love life, and there must have been some very positive developments, because the Two of Cups is a very positive vibe, a positive energy. Last week's developments can very well lead to a new beginning this week, a new chapter, as the Fool always shows fresh energy that's coming into your life, and it manifests as potential and possibilities. The energy of the Fool isn't very focused, so you may not know exactly which path to take in a relationship, and maybe you're pondering different options and alternatives before you make a decision. Or perhaps you have more than one potential partner and you want to try and see who's the best match for you. This week you will feel more optimistic and ready to try new things, even if that means you have to take a leap of faith in order to open yourself up to new experiences. You will feel the need to bring new energy into your life, especially if there have been situations that feel stagnant and blocked. Life will push you in new directions actually, so you will probably have to make choices that are most appropriate for your current life path. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings have just started to develop if it's a new relationship, so you are still in the very early stages of it. Or there is a renewal of feelings if this is an old connection and there's a willingness to make a new start. Just make sure that your expectations from this connection are aligned, because the Fool is someone who doesn't want to be tied down. So if you're looking for a committed relationship, this person may not be ready for that at this stage of their life. The Fool is associated with the planet Uranus that favors innovation, new things, new beginnings, unusual and unconventional situations. So this week you may meet someone who's very unusual or eccentric, and you will also notice that other people are acting in unpredictable ways, which can be a little weird, and generally you should be prepared for the unexpected. For Scorpio, we had the Three of Wands, and now it's the Seven of Swords. The Three of Wands is the card of the future, basically. So you must have made some efforts that produced some results, or you got the first signs that something good is coming your way. Now, the Seven of Swords this week is an energy that requires your attention, because the message here is that things are not exactly as they appear to be. The message of the Seven of Swords is that appearances can be deceptive, and that's what you need to keep in mind for this week. So if an opportunity appears, make sure that you read the fine print, you do your homework, you do some research, see what it's all about, and if you are having second thoughts or you feel that someone isn't being honest with you, you should not ignore those impressions and those feelings. Make sure that you double check whatever you do so that you don't run into unnecessary risks. For some of you, the Seven of Swords will manifest as a solution, and it's about finding an alternative that you haven't thought about before, a solution that will come from a source that you don't expect. And maybe initially it will feel too daring, but it's something worth exploring, especially if you've been dealing with some ups and downs in a situation. You will open a door that can lead to stability. If you want to know how someone feels, they are hiding their feelings. And that's for many reasons. Maybe they don't feel comfortable sharing what they feel, or they think that if they say how they feel, you are going to take advantage of them. Or you are the one who's feeling that way. This week, generally take things slow until you are positive that you have figured out what is going on and you know what another person's intentions are. But if you feel uncertain, you should not go ahead with something. The Seven of Swords is the moon in Aquarius, an emotionally detached placement for the moon. So this week you will be more in your head and less in your heart, which is fine, especially if you need to understand where you stand in a situation. Better use your logic than emotions. The end of the week seems to hold the strongest energy, so it's around Saturday or Sunday that you will feel the energies of this card the most, while something that will happen between 9 and 18 February will shift and introduce a different dynamic in a current situation. For Sagittarius, we had the Page of Swords and now it's the Queen of Pentacles. Under the energy of the Page of Swords, maybe you had an idea last week or you got some news that could be a little confusing though, because the Page of Swords often shows misunderstandings or gossip or misinterpretations. So either has been an argument or maybe someone took distance or became unresponsive. But with the Queen of Pentacles you got this week, energies will settle down because the Queen of Pentacles is an Earth card and Earth offers stability. So this week you will put things on a more stable and realistic base, and if there have been arguments or misunderstandings, they will be resolved now, or you will be able to find the practical solutions if that's required to improve a situation. Developments and progress will be slower this week, so don't expect breakthroughs or a big change or bold moves, but do expect slow and solid progress, which isn't necessarily a problem, and actually maybe it's good to slow down a bit, and maybe that's what is needed at this stage. The Queen of Pentacles represents a person of an Earth Sun or Ascendant, usually a Capricorn, but it could be a Taurus or a Virgo, and that person will require your time, your energy, your attention this week. And also, since Pentacles are physical, associated with the physical body, your physical activities will be more intense this week, or your health may require your attention, or you will decide to change a fitness routine, a fitness program, and sexual energies will be very intense too. Also, you will do extremely well in practical matters, career, money, or property matters. If you're looking for a job this week, you might get good news. And you will also receive good news about finances or a practical issue that you've been dealing with for a while. Now it appears that this week it will finally get sorted. You will find that it's easier to approach a situation with a down-to-earth and sensible manner, and you will be very resourceful, although you will be less willing to take risks this week. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, the Queen of Pentacles shows loving and sexual feelings, and it shows something that has the potential to develop, but only if you are willing to invest your time and your energy in it. For Capricorn, we had the Lovers, and now it's the Nine of Cups. The Lovers points to personal relationships, to romantic relationships that must have required your attention last week, and perhaps there was an important decision you had to make or another person needed to make about your relationship. No matter what decision you made, the Nine of Cups gives the promise that you will be happy with the results, you will be happy with where you are, with yourself. The Nine of Cups is said to be the wish card in Tarot, in the sense that a wish, a desire will come true. Now, it doesn't have to be a big and life-changing wish, it can be something smaller, but that will make you feel satisfied with your progress. It will be something that will show you you are on the right track. The Nine of Cups shows positive feelings, feelings of attraction, appreciation. So if you're wondering how someone feels about you, the answer is that they like you and they enjoy spending time with you. Also, you will probably make plans for a date or a dinner with them and you will have a great time. The energy of nines means that what you put out in the world comes back to you, and in the case of this nine, it means that emotions you gave out to others, because cups represent emotions, those emotions you invested in something or someone are now coming back. So if you're wondering how something will progress, there will be a talk, an event that will make you feel loved and appreciated. The Nine of Cups is Jupiter in Pisces, which accidentally was one of the very significant transits of last year. Now Jupiter is moving to Aries. Developments that happened last year in your love life will somehow determine the energies of this year. And keep in mind that Pisces is the most psychic sign, and with Jupiter there, expect that your psychic abilities will be strengthened. That means you may get a telepathic message, or you may even have a prophetic dream this week, and you will feel that you are very strongly connected with someone. Even if that person is away from you, you will feel a telepathic connection to them. The end of the week seems to be the strongest, so expect that between Saturday and Sunday is when you will experience the energies of this nine the most. For Aquarius, we had the Ace of Wands and now it's the Ace of Swords, two aces in a row. The Ace of Wands is an exciting energy, it's passion, it's about going after what you want, at times without thinking about the consequences. It's also strong sexual attraction. It's about going after your goals with enthusiasm and determination. Now you got another ace, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is basically a weapon. It's a weapon you can hold in your hand and cut through confusion, cut through lies, and get clarity or get a solution. So maybe you took action last week, you did something and things were exciting, you were happy, but deep down you were not sure that you are doing the right thing. This week you will get the chance to see if what you did was the right thing or not. The Ace of Swords is the ability to discriminate, it's the ability to tell what is fantasy and what is reality. It's good to feel happy, to feel enthusiastic, but if there's no real base behind your enthusiasm, then once illusion breaks, you will feel very disappointed. But the message of the Ace of Swords is that you don't have to feel this way. If you are aware of what kind of situation you are in and what kind of limitations there are, if any, you will be fine. The Ace of Swords basically says that there will be a message or a talk that will be very enlightening and will help you tell whether something is real or not. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, they feel the need to explain themselves or to apologize for something they did, or they just want to show you how things are and where they stand, and by extension where you stand compared to them. If you've been waiting for a message, this week you will receive it, especially in the first part of this week that seems to be the most intense. If something has been delayed, you can expect you will get it this week, as the Ace of Swords is a very fast energy. The Ace of Swords is a card of power and control, and it's about making decisive moves, and that's why you will decide to make some moves this week that might appear a little disruptive, or some will think your moves are too forceful, but that's actually what you need to do at this stage, to get unstuck if you feel stuck, and to open new doors that will allow you to create much better conditions for yourself. For Pisces, we had the Ace of Pentacles and now it's the Knight of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning and it's mostly associated with practical matters, so maybe it was a new beginning in your career last week, or an offer, or an opportunity, or a new door that opened for you. And the Ace of Pentacles often has to do with our everyday routines and how we change them, how we bring new elements in something in our everyday life, or we adopt a new and better routine for our health, because Pentacles are associated with the physical body. And now the King of Cups puts emphasis in your personal relationships, basically. Keep in mind that the Knight of Cups is often a helper and also a very positive vibe around you. For some of you, this night will bring good news in your personal life that could manifest as a romantic offer, an invitation, or a date that will be pleasant and positive and will probably mark the beginning of a new stage in your relationship, or if it's a new relationship, it will open a door to start a new relationship with someone. The Knight of Cups is one of the love cards in Tarot, and that's why if you're wondering how someone feels about you, they are in love with you and they are open to starting a new relationship with you, but maybe they are not yet ready to go full steam ahead, so to speak. Not just yet. At times you will sense that they are waiting for you to make the first move or for you to initiate contact. However, you will feel those romantic vibes and you will know beyond doubt that they like you and they feel attracted to you. This person is very sensitive and let's say it's emotionally thirsty, so it's very important to them to feel loved, and they could easily get discouraged if they feel that they haven't your full attention. This week there will be significant developments in the love department, but also in your personal relationships in general, because the Knight of Cups could point to another relationship, a friendship or a family connection, if that relationship has been disrupted before. A relationship that will start this week will show its full potential in around 12 to 13 days from now. So for those of you who start a new relationship, give it that time at least to understand where you stand and what the expectations of the other person are. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of January 30 to February 5. I hope you enjoyed them and I wish you to have a great week. See you again next week.